Cock that motherfucker back, Kiwi. Cock that motherfucker back, Kiwi.
Go.
All right, what's up, everybody? I know everybody just tuning in. If you didn't just tune in, get on in here. I told you to get your sisters, your cousins, your brothers, your sisters, all of them. Get them in here. Tell them, listen to Silver and Blue Nation. I got Am I calling you Cowboys Joe? Am I calling you Cowboys Joe, Mister?
Yeah, Cowboys Blog. That's fine. Or Joe, whichever.
All right, I'm going to call it Cowboys Joe. Mr. Cowboys Blog, Cowboys Joe. I've been through it, going through the whole round robin of all the big dogs in the underground of the YouTube, and this is another big dog that's been doing this thing for a while. And I said, you know what? I want to talk some Cowboys football right before training camp. I want to pick your brain, and we're going to talk some like Cowboys football. So I definitely appreciate your time. But before I say anything else, introduce yourself. Let them know what you've been doing, your background, everything is going on before we jump right in.
Yeah, man. So you guys, anybody that knows me, you can find me on YouTube. Just look me up, Cowboys Blog. Twitter, Instagram, it's going to be Cowboys Blog Net. If you just look up Cowboys Blog, I'm pretty much come up for whatever in the search for social media, Twitter, Instagram, that kind of thing, Pinterest as well. So hit me up on there. Basically just talk about Cowboys. I love the Cowboys like you do, and obviously a lot of our followers and viewers of this channel as well. So, it's a big passion, and talking about the hot points of the Cowboys, even through the off season, it's a lot of fun. I just love talking about the Cowboys, and it's a good conversation with the fans too. They put in their good input as well. It's always good fun talking to these guys.
Yes, I love it as well. Let me give a shout out to everybody that's jumping in the feed right now. Brandon Williams, of course. You know you hit me up earlier. What's up with your dog, Dan Black? Gambino, what's up? Law Nation jumped in there early. What's up with your Law? How you doing? Deshaun Thompson, Philly Cowboys 76. You know you're always in there. Meticulous Cowboys 86. I'm sure you know some of these people as well. T.A. Stephen Arthur as always. Booty Warrior, I love your name. I love your name. So, Producer G, what's up with you, dog? You know you jumping in on the ones and twos. So, like I said, we're going to talk Cowboys football. I appreciate everybody that's jumping in. Keep on adding in, share, get in there, and let's jump in because we're going to talk some good stuff going on. Because, like I said, training camp is getting ready to come up. But we're going to talk some quick Cowboys news before we jump into training camp. Obviously, Ezekiel Elliott was in the news. The Cowboys, we got a we got a good one because I ain't gonna lie. When they first saw it, when I saw that video, dog, I can't lie. When I saw a dude, I said, "Come on, man, look at this dude. Here we go with this bull jive. This dude playing this interviews, Interviewing for what, dog? Because he bumped you, like, for real, but you said you play football. Shut your mouth. But anyway, I'm sitting there thinking, like, I'm thinking that's cool. But now Roger Goodell, he ain't talking to Kareem Hunt. He ain't talking to nobody. But all of a sudden, he want to see Ezekiel Elliott right in the office. So now I'm scared. You feel me, dog? Like, I'm like, oh, shoot. He asking for Zeke. He ain't asking for nobody else coming to office, but he asked for Zeke. So I'm scared for suspension. But you know what? Zeke gave his apology. We're feeling good. No suspension. I'm feeling good. What do you think about that whole situation and Zeke going forward?
Yeah, it's just more of the same, and it's something that he really needs to stay away from the situations, you know what I mean? Like, for all the good that he does off the field, whether it's, paying for funerals or hosting, youth events for the youth and that kind of, all of that gets overshadowed by this kind of stupid little thing. So it's a shame. Hopefully it's a learning lesson. It is getting kind of old. And I think this was a stern warning by the commissioner, brought him in. I think there was an agreement here about put this out on Twitter, and you're going to be good. And thankfully that's what happened. And now for us, no excuses.
Right.
All right, we have Zeke. We know we're not going to have any games without him. So let's go. Let's roll.
Yeah, I feel you with that. I mean, that's been my motto from the last 3 or 4 months, no excuses. As Gambino, if he's in here right now, I've been screaming no excuses because we have the team. We have everything in place. It's been the building. They've been building with the draft through free agency. I think we had a really good free agent coup this year, another good solid draft to me, and then you already had the cornerstone players that you had and sprinkle in the free agents and just the guys that you're growing with the team. Now, when you look at other teams, you're like, man, you know how you look at other teams, you're like, they're ready. You get what I'm saying? You see other teams, You're like, they got everything kind of together now. When you saw the Seattle Seahawks when they had that Legion of Boom, and you saw when they got Russell Wilson, you're like, hey, man, they're going to be good. Watch out for them. They're going to be good for the next 3-4 years. That's why I feel the way the Cowboys have positioned themselves with the draft, free agency, and just how they just set everything up. So now, to me, as you said, it's no excuses for the staff or anything else because Garrett's 10 years in the game now. You have a competent staff. I think Kellen Moore is going to be a good addition. I think there's a lot of pressure on him, but I still feel like he's just going to be really good for the Cowboys. Quick thoughts. What are your thoughts on Kellen Moore before we jump into anything else?
Well, with Kellen Moore, obviously this is a big question mark for the Cowboys because, everything is on paper. There's a lot of positive accolades being thrown on him. He's a genius. He's an offensive-minded person. He's got youth, so he knows some of the college plays and this and that. It's fine and dandy, like I've been saying on my channel, but you got to apply it. You got to execute it, and we got to see it. So a lot of that is really going to come into the preseason. We're going to see some of the flashes, things like that in a training camp that are definitely going to get fans excited. But until we actually see it in gameplay against another opponent, that's a big question mark still. So we got to see it.
Well, you know what? The good thing about it is I think we're going to see it early. I've been stressing these first 5 games out the gate. You got the Giants, you got the Redskins, you got the Dolphins, and you also got the Saints and the Packers. That's a good 5-game test to see what your offense and defense is looking like because you're going against some strong teams. I don't know about what Washington's going to look on the offensive side of the ball, but I think defensively they're going to be strong and they're going to give us issues. And I want to see how the offense adjusts to that. And I think, you know what, Saquon Barkley is still going to be a threat. You know what I mean? So I don't think any game that we go against is a cakewalk because everybody gets up for the Dallas Cowboys. Hey, ho, before I say anything else to you, Cowboys, Joe. Hey, ho, Brandon Newkirk, $10 holla. I love the holla. If I had the ringer, I'd be ringing it now, but $10 holla. I love you for it. Keep on doing it. Donation. Donate to the land with Silver&Blue Nation. And also Cowboys Joe out there. You know he out there. You can also send money to him. We like it and we love it. But not to jump off that, but jump on topic. So we talked about Ezekiel Elliott right quick, how he's kind of the engine. There's no excuses for that. Now we're going to jump into Dak Prescott before we jump into training camp. I want to ask you about Dak Prescott because when people say training camp, what's the one biggest thing that you're looking at training camp for me? That is the biggest key for me is I want to watch Dak Prescott because I'm actually going there. I'll be down there for a week. I've been hearing all the good things. I love Prescott. I've been hearing all the good things that, when Brian Broaddus was saying in years past that, you know what, he's not the greatest practice player, but when the lights come on, he's nasty. But now I'm hearing Kidna, these guys, he's looking strong. Whitney saying he's looking strong, crispy with the passes. Footwork is looking good. They're throwing long passes. He's going deep. He's looking good. What are your thoughts on Prescott going forward, heading into camp, and also this contract? Do you think, hey, go ahead and get him, sign him because he's worth it because of his track record of what he's done these first 3 years with the Cowboys?
Yeah, I definitely feel that my personal preference would be to get him signed before training camp. That way there's no excuses, no distractions, and that sort of thing. Because you know how it is. If there's a loss here and there, if there's a sloppy game here and there, a lot of people are going to point to that contract, over his head as being a distraction. And I'm just tired of all these issues that come up for the Cowboys, and all these little types of distractions. They start adding up. Little ones here and there, they start adding up. So Dak Prescott, he's going to get paid. A lot of fans don't want him to get paid the market value, but he is going to get paid the market value. It's going to be up there. And, and these other quarterbacks coming up behind Dak Prescott, they're going to get their money too. So we're going to be fine there. I'm not worried about the numbers really. And I think at the end of the day, fans will be happy with the bargain that we have in another, year or two. So I feel good about Dak Prescott, leadership, that kind of thing. He's going to have a full year with Amari Cooper. He's got the bailout guy there with Jason Witten as well, a new offensive weapon. So I feel good about the situation. I think he's in a good situation for us for this year.
Do you think he has a career year?
I do feel like he has a career year. I feel that he's going to really, utilize his legs. I don't think they're going to go crazy with it, but I think you're going to see more RPO and a lot of, not trick plays, but, plays that are going to keep the defense on their heels. Mm-hmm. Something that was really bad for the Cowboys was the red zone. I think they're going to clean that up. We're going to score, punch it in more, have more points, and then let the defense feed off of that, pin their ears back and go to town on the offenses.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I think the biggest thing that I want to look at this offense is not just red zone inside the 20. I want to see be able to quick strike. I think, you got the addition of Cobb, and then hopefully we'll see what we're going to talk about the receiving core in a little bit. But hopefully we'll see what one of these undrafted free agent rookies are talking about, because they're talking about the speed with John V. Johnson. They're talking about the speed with Guyton. So you're getting excited about that. And if they can show anything in the preseason, I think is going to add. And then you got Tony Pollard who can jump out in the wide receiver position as well. So you got some guys now that we didn't have before in a long time, in my opinion, that you got threats. Before, when you seen our offense come to the line of scrimmage, I don't think defenses were scared of us except Ezekiel Elliott. They knew that he could do damage, but on our receiving core, besides a Dez Bryant, but he was kind of trending down. Now you see, okay, you got Amari Cooper. Now you got a Gallup coming in second year. Now you got a Randall Cobb. Old man Witten. Jarwin did some things. Now you got a Tony Pollard. Now you got weapons. You got guys that can actually put fear in the defense. So now it changes how the defense can play you, and now we can do a lot more things, and it opens up things for the offense. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's definitely the big difference between, this squad versus the previous year. And that's what the NFL wants. They want the parity. They want the continuous fluctuation of the rosters. And the Cowboys have done a really good job of keeping that flux under control with outstanding draft classes. Being frugal in free agency. I know a lot of fans want the big hits, the big names, but that's not what the Cowboys do. It's not what they're going to do. And, they've put themselves in a good position. So now, for me, it's on the head coach. You have the players. You have all these guys at the disposal. That's it. That's it. Let's get into the Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl or bust for me, for Garrett.
I mean, I feel you. I'm trying. I've been a Garrett. I've not been a Garrett basher. I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't been a Garrett basher, but I've been hard on him because I've been sitting there thinking like, man, we've been having talent. And I see these other teams that get these coaches that come out of nowhere. You get 1 year and you're in the NFC Championship or you're in a Super Bowl. And I'm sitting there thinking, we're just as good as these teams. Why are we not here? You feel what I'm saying, big dog? So I get frustrated with that. It's like it's too long. So as you said, we got all the ingredients in place, and then we're going to go to another player. And if this player becomes eligible and he's allowed to play, there ain't no excuses, big dog Garrett. There ain't no excuses for you because you got a good coach and Chris Richard on the defensive end. Ben Bloom, I like him as a linebackers coach. We know old man Ron Marinelli's doing his thing. I love when they got Colombo. You get what I'm saying, dog? I like your boy Sanjay Lau. Like, you have a good staff. You have a good staff. There is no excuses of why we can't march right through the NFL, even with our schedule, and smack up these teams, smack up these fools. There's no reason why you can't be a 12-4. You can't say, oh, I see a 10-6 or 9. No, you can see a 12-4, 13-3 team. Yes, you can see it because we have the offense and the defense to do it. You feel me, big dog?
That's what it is. That's what it is. I don't buy into the 10-6 stuff. You know, it is a first place schedule, but you know, if you're a team that like we are, you know, expectations should be nothing less than 12-4.
Exactly. And the teams that we're seeing, okay, I see the Minnesota, I see Chicago, I see New England, okay, I see Philly, okay, I see y'all, I see Green Bay, I see you Saints, but I ain't worried about you, dog, because we played y'all and we should have beat you Packers. You got off too many times. You got lucky. I don't know if the football guys just loved you that day, because I knew when we played you in the playoffs in 2016 and I seen that pass Aaron Rodgers threw and it went right over Sean Lee's head and fell right in his arms. I said, okay, yep, you know what? It's going to be that day. I don't know about y'all. But when I seen that, and then I seen Mason Crosby hitting 56 yarders and 58 yarders and 53 yarders, I said, we ain't going to win. You know what I'm saying? Like football guys said, no, you're not winning today because ain't no field goal kicker kicking 50 yarders that many times, dog.
Yeah, that was a crazy game, man.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand the football guys need to be on our side. So we're going to fast forward to a player that was in the news as well. And some people hating on him. Some people are like, you know what? I don't care. I'm with him. I'm one of them people that have been with Randy. Do I get frustrated? Yes, I get frustrated because I want to see Randy on the field all the time because I just love the kid. But I don't ever hate on Randy because I honestly feel like he's a good kid and I don't feel like he's a situation like a David Irving or anything else. So now he's petitioned to, for his reinstatement with the league. I heard it wasn't a failed drug test. Man, if some people just like cut bait with him, stop. He's a distraction. Get rid of him. This and this. I say he don't cost no money. I say he don't get in trouble anywhere else. It's not like he's out there doing any kind of other trouble. He's 26 years old. Why not keep him? Because guess what? If he is reinstated and he is eligible and you got a guy like Robert Quinn, you got a guy like DeMarcus Lawrence, and then you bring Randy Gregory and them guys off the bench, are you serious? We're smashing you fools. Tell me about Randy Gregory and what's your thoughts about it?
Yeah, Randy Gregory's been a challenge for the Cowboys since they drafted him, but they knew what they were getting into.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they knew that he had this in his past at Nebraska and that kind of thing. So it's nothing new for fans. Obviously, the frustration's there because you see the potential, you see the top 5 talent that's out there, especially from last season with all the sacks and the ability to affect the quarterback. You see that, and that's where the frustration comes into play. But if you can get them back in here and reinstatement, this defense is going to be pretty stout. You know, they're going to put pressure on the quarterback all the time, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch what these guys do. And with the pressure comes the ability to get some of these off angle passes, tip passes, that kind of thing. So hopefully we'll get more turnovers from the secondary as a result. So should be good.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to ask you right now, are you excited about this defense? Because I know how you just being real cool and calm. You answer my questions. You're all even kill. Can I ask you, are you excited about this damn defense, dog, and this team? Give me some excitement because I'm excited. I don't know about you, dog, but I don't try to jump over. I don't try to leap no more because the Cowboys have got me too excited, and then they smack me down with like, man, I should have never did it. I should have never believed in y'all. Because y'all knew y'all was going to do this to me. But now, you know what? You know what, Joe? I'm feeling so good about this team, dog. I'm feeling so good. I needed a little bit excitement from you because when you see that defense, when you see LVE, I know he still has more to prove. I know Jalen Smith. But when you see that defensive line, Antoine Woods, I feel like he's just going to be nasty, dog. I mean, does it get you a little bit excited? When you turn the TV on, you're like, oh, my gosh, the possibilities.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. I do get excited. I see flashes of, some of these 90s, Cowboys defense that we have out there. You think about Jimmy Jones and some of these guys who are very disruptive up the middle. I see a little bit of that in, Tristan Hill, obviously, getting, excuse me, our defensive ends. I think, they're there. You have your Charles Haley, Tolbert type of combination here with the modern Cowboys. I mean, all the pieces are there. The linebackers, they're badasses. Jalen Smith, he's one of my boys, Notre Dame guy. I
Uh-huh.
love him.
Uh-huh.
I saw, the Cowboys, they had their, they've been posting these videos about behind the scenes, and they did the
Right.
linebackers one,
Uh-huh.
and that one got me pumped, man.
Uh-huh.
That one, they're seeing Jen Smith popping people left and right, and the Wolf Hunter, Sean Lee, the general, still doing his thing. So man, there is a lot to be excited about, no doubt about it. But I still got to temper my expectation because, like you said, you don't want to fall into that bear trap, and then you're stuck there with your ankle all mangled up.
Yeah,
So
exactly. And my ankle been hella mangled like 4 or 5 years straight. It was chewed off. I don't even know if I had a foot. It was all chewed off because I got so hyped up. And then next thing you know, trap, and I'm like, come get me help, my ankle. They just chewed me off again. So
yeah,
you know what? The fan
yeah,
side of me is geeked up. The media side says, you know what? Hey, be cool because we gotta wait and see. Training camp is around the corner. So
there
anyway,
it is.
we're talking about training camp. So what are some of the things that you're looking forward to seeing in training camp? You got the battles that are going on. You got the rookies that are going to be there as well. Tony Pollard excites me. Tristan Hill. I want to see a lot of the guys up close. The receiver battle is going to be huge because it's crowded right now. What is kind of something that's kind of you're looking forward to seeing as you walk in or as we walk up to training camp?
What I want to see is where is Byron Jones at? All right,
Mm-hmm.
because he's a very integral key part of this defense's success. He's a very good cover corner. Had his best season last year, but he had the hip surgery. So how are those hips going to look? How is he going to look? He's supposed to be ready for training camp. So that's going to be my first question. Like, is he out there in fact, or is he going to be out there, with the cords and this and that? So I want to see that. Obviously, that's my biggest thing. But then I want to see, how the offensive line looks because you have a second year with Connor Williams there at left guard and presumably the left guard starter. And then how are they going to look? Travis Frederick is another big question. Are you going to see ring rust, or is he going to be dominant and throwing people on the ground like he used to do,
Mm-hmm.
or is he going to get run over?
Mm-hmm.
So and then obviously on the other side, the defensive line. How is that revamped defensive line going to look? Because it is revamped.
Mm-hmm.
You're bringing back Antoine Woods, but you got Chris Covington. He should be good to go as well. And then Tristan Hill and some of these other young guys are going to be in the mix. So I'm excited about both those, but those are my biggest question marks. So really, what I want to look at.
Okay. Now, when you were talking about the offensive line, I want to ask you a question about the offensive line since you had brought that up because there is a lot of question marks. Everybody is excited about the hold on one second. About the where you at? Sorry about that. Everybody is excited about the offensive line. Travis Frederick obviously returning. You got Looney who played very good with him being out. But now it's La'el Collins has some surgery. Travis Frederick is still coming back from surgery. What is really going to happen, do you think? Is Connor Williams going to stay at that left guard position? Connor McGovern's in the fold. That's why they drafted him. I don't believe La'el Collins is going to be with the Cowboys any longer after this year. I think that's why they drafted McGovern. So are you think they're going to try to make that transition this year and try to throw Connor Williams at a tackle, or do you think they're going to kind of keep him at the guard and kind of roll with the punches with La'el Collins at the right tackle position? What's your thoughts on that?
I think right now you have a good luxury of having solid depth, right? Because for the longest time we didn't have anything behind the starters. It was a
Mm-hmm.
disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing in people like Chaz Green and these types of guys. Now, you do have better depth. You have guys that can come in here, can put some games together, like some of the guys that they re-signed, and so you got to feel better about that. The transition I think will happen next year for Connor Williams to hop out to right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole thing with the offensive line I think is going to be very interesting to see because how does Tyron Smith look this year? We know he's still a really good player. I wouldn't say he's elite anymore, but he's
Mm-hmm.
still very, very reliable, very
Uh-huh.
good. But he still gets the back issues.
Right.
You gotta be careful with that. But Connor McGovern, I think they're gonna bring him along. But if there is some sort of injury, or if there's some kind of, if Connor Williams does struggle for whatever reason, you have that in your back pocket,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't find yourself in trouble. So I feel good about the offensive line, really. And then another year, a full off season with Colombo.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna suit this offensive line very well.
Now, I mean, just in your opinion, I know it's early. I know we have the projection. We have to see training camp and things of that nature. But do you have a feeling? Do you think the offensive line returns to its dominance like it did, let's say, 2016 when it was running through people? Do you think it returns to that, or it's kind of wait and see because too many changes going on?
I think it's certainly possible, right? But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you do have to see it. You still have to see, is the power there, for Frederick. He's gonna have that ring rust, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how does that look? How does he look? And are they gonna hold him back? Are they gonna let him play in the preseason? I think he's got to get snaps.
Yeah.
That ring rust, that's a real thing for all athletes.
Uh-huh.
So he's got to get out there and get some game time. That they like to hold back some of these guys in the preseason, and that's one thing I've really hated. It's whether, you want to protect yourself from injury, but at the same time, you don't want to come out here sloppy and all rusty and that kind of thing. And I think Travis Frederick really needs to get those snaps in. Connor Williams, I want to see what he does. We know what Lyle Collins is, so like you said, this is probably his last season here with us. So he's going to want to play lights out, hopefully, and can be a Pro Bowl caliber kind of guy and go out in free agency and grab the bag, as they say.
Yeah, well, like I said, I have that, unevenness because I'm excited about, Travis Frederick back. But as you said, it's been a whole year off. We got to see what he looks like with contact, that shoulder,
Yeah.
I mean, that disease. And then he had the shoulder surgery.
Right.
You don't know if he's coming back to 100%. We're hoping because of the player we saw before, but you're just hoping and praying. We don't know. He could come back and be like, oh, man, he's not even the same player he was. So, and that could change the whole spectrum of the offensive line if that were to happen. I think that's another reason why they drafted McGovern, because I think during the rookie minicamp he was playing a lot of center, and they had him at center. So I think that's another reason why they were protecting themselves as well, is that you got Looney who can play center and guard, but you also got a rookie who can slide in and play center and guard as well. So as you were saying, the depth is what the Cowboys really needed, and they're protecting themselves against Frederick, because we can all say he's back, but until he's actually on the field and has the actual action, we don't know. It's still a guessing game with that.
That's right. Heck yeah, man.
Well, I'm going to jump into the defensive side of the ball right quick. We talked about offensive line. What do I know I asked you a few questions. It is some uncertainty with the defensive line, but do you think this defensive line will be like one of them dominant defensive lines like you saw last year that was a top 5 defense? I mean, you got Antoine Woods. I really think he's a great addition. I think he's going to do even more. I think he's really jumped into the Cowboys mantra. Daniel Ross, I don't know if he makes the squad, but I like Daniel Ross. He's a little bit inconsistent, but I do like his game. Christian Covington, I'm anxious to see what he brings to the table. You got Kerry Hyder. You got Malik Collins, who's in his contract year. You know he's going to try to ball out. You've been seeing all his workout videos. You know he's trying to get that contract, if it's not with the Cowboys, somewhere else. Where do you kind of grade this defensive line heading into the season? And do you think, this is the type of defense that I'm looking at right now that could be super dominant just by looking at it on paper?
Yeah, I feel like they can be super dominant, man. I think you have the ends, both of them, Quinn. Now the thing about Quinn is he does have some health issues as well, kind of like a Randall Cobb. With him, he's got the back and that kind of thing. So you do have to be kind of careful with the depth there. Hopefully we get Randy Gregory. How many games do we get him? Is it a full season? Is it a partial? What is the commission going to really, do with that situation? That there is some uneasiness with me as far as the defensive end of this team, because you can get paper thin there real quick, and DeMarcus Lawrence, he's coming off surgery as well, so. How much do they play him in the preseason? Does he even play in the preseason? So it'll be interesting to see how that looks. But on paper, everything looks really good. Malik Collins, do the feet hold up?
Right.
If his feet can hold up and he's going for that contract, that's going to do really. I think that's going to do wonders for that middle of the defense, because you need these bigger guys to be able to get in the backfield, bust up some plays, take some of the pressure off the linebackers. So if you can get him, Tristan Hill with the first step, can put pressure, and hopefully he becomes what we're hoping he'll be
Mm-hmm.
at the next level. And Anton Woods, I think you know what you have in him. He's pretty reliable. He makes a lot of plays. So they definitely have potential to be one of the best in the league. So it's again, it's gonna be one of those wait and see things though.
Okay, I agree. I think the anticipation and I've been excited about training camps before. Last year was my first training camp actually going. This year I'm super excited. I can't even lie, because I want to see how these rookie looks. I ain't gonna lie. I want to see Tony Pollard. I want to see Tony Pollard every daggone play. Get the ball to Tony Pollard every play. I just want to see him, because I think. I don't want to overhype him. I'm trying to keep cool with him. I'm trying to, dog. Joe,
Yeah,
I'm trying to keep
yeah.
cool with him. But, man, just you watch the tape and you see that balance, and you see how I was watching some old NFL throwback, and I was watching Deuce McAllister and their young Reggie Bush, how they were just using Reggie Bush, and he was just killing folks. And I'm like, man, if we were using Tony Pollard like they was using Reggie Bush, and he just really shows like that, man, this offense could be nasty. A two-back set, you got Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard back there. What are you going to do? That was the thing that I was so frustrated last year. We looked so predictable, but now I want to come to the line of scrimmage and say, daggone it, you don't know what the hell we're going to do. I want to sit there and thinking like, damn, look at this formation. I ain't never seen that. I want to get excited about that this year. I want to look at that and say, man, I ain't never seen this. Oh, boy, y'all in trouble. I ain't never seen this. Oh, we about to kill you with this play. Are you kind of feeling me with that as far as that offensive mindset that you really just want to really dominate these teams and really – we don't want to be a 15, 17, 18. We want to be a 30-point team this year.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. You want to get away from these last possession games, right?
Yes.
Like it seems
Yes.
like the Cowboys on the last possession, your kicker, you don't really trust Maher. I don't.
Nope.
So let's not put ourselves in those positions. Let's close out the game, and then let the running backs close it out. Drain the clock at the end of the game. Get a good cushion, but also the defense. Don't let them back in the game, because some of these games last year, they let some of these teams back. It just gets frustrating. So Cowboys have a lot to clean up. But talking more about the offense, Pollard and Zeke on the field at the same time. That's something that we hope, right? That they do some kind of formation like that to keep the defense on their heels. It's been a dream of ours for a long time. So hopefully they're able to do something like that. And yeah, man, we're all clamoring for a fresh, not I would say even like a new type of offense, but utilize the skill sets of these guys, put them in position to do things. Scott Linehan, for whatever reason, just couldn't do that, man. He couldn't get it done. It was too stale, too plain Jane, and every year it was looking like the same type of offense. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think the biggest thing that I want to see excitement. I want to be able to see, I'm not expecting them to be like the, world's, the Rams and all that. I get that. But what I do want to see, I want to be able to just come in there and feel like we can score in on y'all at any given second. Any team that we play, that we can score on y'all any given second. And that's what I want to be excited about, that we come, okay, you know what, y'all had a good drive, but we can get right back on the field and with 3 plays, score right back on you. That's what I want to see our offense be able to do. And we have the playmakers and the players to be able to do it. Utilize the skill set of the players that you drafted and have been grooming on the team and let them explode. Show their strengths. Go to their strengths. You got Dak Prescott who can throw. We know he can run. Do both. You get what I'm saying? Don't pigeonhole this guy and just say, oh, I'm going to keep him in the pocket and throw 40 freaking times. No, you don't have to do that. Use his strengths. Make him multidimensional, because it makes that defense even more scared. They have to back up. And when they back up, we can do a lot more things. And, like I said, I hate to keep harping on it, but that's one of the biggest things I want to see with this offense. Explosion. Yeah. It's time for this offense to explode, because we have the players to do it, and it cannot be dull any longer. No more of the dullness.
I'm right there with you. You can't. You just cannot be. It's gotta be, put the pressure on these defenses, not the other way around. And I feel like in some games it was the other way around. We were struggling to move the ball, just 3 and outs. The third down formation, you knew you took Zeke out, you knew that there was third down wasn't going to be anything. So hopefully, with Kellen Moore, they're able to be more dynamic and explosive, like you said.
All right, let me ask you about the receivers right quick. And now I know you had you had a post on your page, and you were talking about the receivers. All right, so we got the three set. You got Cobb, you got Cooper, you got Gallup. I just want to ask you, expand upon what do you think about those other guys? Do you think is a possibly a veteran can get cut like an Allen Hurns or a Tavon Austin, given the salary, given that Tavon Austin is not costing a lot of money, given that I believe you still can save money if you cut Hurns. I don't know if that's for a fact right now, and you got these young rookies that are chomping at the bit. What do you kind of see that happens with that receiver situation?
Well, for me, and really that has been one of the bigger conversations amongst fans is, really Tavon Austin versus Allen Hurns. You got the speed guy who's always hurt. He's only played like 31% of his career, his entire career. That's no good. All right. Allen Hurns, he's not your speed burner. He's coming off that horrific injury, and he does have the high salary, but the Cowboys have a good grasp of the salary cap. So I think that's one of the biggest misnomers for some fans. As far as the pay and this and that, he's got to cut. He's got to reduce the pay. They got to cut. Cowboys already have that figured in, and so maybe they do that. But if they don't, I won't be surprised by it. They paid Terrence Williams $5 million or whatever it was, and he didn't do crap for us.
Right.
Allen Hurns, I think you got to keep him. Assuming that he plays through the preseason and he looks good from that, because you do have to protect yourself from injury. And you do have some of these guys that are kind of, Randall Cobb has the injury prone kind of tag, if you will. He's got the hamstrings and that kind of thing. Do you really want to lean heavily on John Vay Johnson or one of these younger guys? I don't know. For me, I'm looking at it as far as protecting yourself with a depth guy. He's been a 1,000-yard receiver in this league, right? So and then you look at Tavon Austin, and it just the numbers for him just don't add up for me. I can see why fans like him. He does have the speed and this and that, but he does fumble in the return game. For me, he's just more of a liability for me. But it's going to be interesting to see which one of those guys make the team, or could there be a surprise and neither of them make the team? So that's going to be something fun to watch. Did somebody step up? Cedric Wilson, they like him. He's a good route runner, has speed to go down the field. Is Devin Smith going to be a wild card? He's a former first-round pick from the Jets, and obviously John Vay Johnson and the Reggie Davis. He's in the mix. So there's going to be a lot of competition there, and that's really what Garrett has been, hammering away, is a lot of competition, and last man standing is really what it's going to be.
All right. So I mentioned, what do you think about Noah Brown? I know you didn't mention him. Do you think Noah Brown makes the team?
Yeah, I do. I think Noah Brown, I think he does make the team because the Cowboys, they see something in him. Obviously,
do you see something in him? Do you see something in him?
I see something in him. I do see something in him. He's got good hands. He can get down the field. He can power his way through press coverage, and but the thing with him is the can he stay healthy? Is he going to play this preseason? I think if he gets injured or any of these guys lose time, they're out of here. If Tavon Austin comes up gimp and misses a bunch of time, he's out of here. Same with Noah Brown. So there's going to be opportunities for some of these guys to really, steal these spots, per se. So it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be really, really fun to see what they do there.
Yeah, like I said, I agree. Like, it's going to be that's one of the reasons why I want to really look at camp, even preseason games. When you look at a lot of preseason games, you're like, man, let's just get the preseason over. Let's start the regular season. But I think this year, to me, in my estimation, preseason is going to be huge for the Cowboys, because we're really going to need to see what a lot of guys are doing. And you know they're going to rest those core players, Dak, Zeke, they're going to get rested. So this is the time for these rookies, these second-year players, these free agents, these guys to really shine. And I think this is the where we're going to get the evaluation. As you said, Tavon Austin, you can't afford to get hurt this year. You got away with it last year because we really didn't have a core to really compete with, so they needed you. But now you see a Tony Pollard, you see other guys that they drafted. Yeah. If you get a leg injury and you're out 3 or 4 weeks, there's no way that the Cowboys need to keep you, especially at your salary.
Yeah, all the way, man. Yeah, that's a good point because Pollard, for me, when they drafted Pollard, that was one of the first things I thought about. So that's it for Tavon. He'll be a camp body because Pollard, he gives you. They're going to want to use him. You know what the plays that they gave Tavon Austin. Those, I think, in my opinion, will go to Pollard, and he's a better player. You know, for me, Pollard's a better player. So we'll see how that shakes out.
I think they really need to, because here's the thing. You drafted him. He's like your pet cat. Kellen Moore personally wanted him. So it doesn't make sense as much as you like a Tavon Austin's speed. He's got the age of 28. Like you said, he does fumble. He's injury prone. Not hating on the guy. But when you got a young guy like this who's 6 foot, 210 pounds, you get what I mean? And this guy can run through traffic. You've seen when he did his kick returns. I mean, people have hit him. He stays up on balance and breaks right through the trackles and still takes it all the way to the house. I want those snaps to go to him. I don't want those snaps to be not taken away for Tavon Austin for somebody who's not going to be with the Cowboys long term. You have a guy like Tony Pollard who's going to be with the team for at least 4 years, so why not go ahead and let him explode now and impede his progress with having a Tavon Austin still on the team for what?
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it right there. I'm with you 100% on that right there.
All right, so let's talk about the backup quarterback situation. A lot of things have been talked about. You know, it didn't look so good in minicamp. Heading into training camp, you got Cooper Rush. I like Mike White, but I still don't know if he's ready. If Dak Prescott went down, I feel good about a Mike White being a backup. I don't feel good about that at all. I don't like Cooper Rush. I'm going to keep it real. I'm not hating on him. I just don't like him. What do you think about the backup situation? Should the Cowboys kind of wait and see what happens with training camp, or should they go out and go ahead and get a veteran right now to kind of cover their tracks?
I think that's what's going to happen. You know, it's going to be one of those things where, you know, you don't feel very comfortable with it. Okay, so I don't. You know, Mike White, he didn't look like the guy out of college. He looked a little gun shy. And seemed like Cooper Rush had a little bit of a sophomore slump. So one of these guys really needs to step up. If neither of them really step up, because it has to be a step up. They can't be what they've been and what they are right now. Because if you lose Prescott, that's it. You know, the season gets derailed, and then a wasted season. All right. So I think, you know, you're going to let them compete, and they'll have plenty of opportunities in preseason. But if after that, you know, you may have to put some feelers out there after the 53 cuts. You may even have to do some sort of trade for, you know, a 5th or 6th round pick. The Cowboys are notorious for, you know, trading out those picks during camp or around that area. So we'll see what they do there.
Yeah, we're going to see about that. That scares me. And, you know, all the people that be hating on Dak Prescott and be talking all that trash, oh, Dak suck, Dak this and that. Let Dak get hurt and let's keep our current quarterback situation where it is. We'll see how much Dak is important to the team then. While all y'all haters be talking all that trash about Dak Prescott saying he's garbage poo. But I guarantee if he got hurt week 2 and we was like, oh, we didn't get nobody else, I guarantee you'd be wanting some Dak Prescott back and you would be talking all that trash and you start seeing how important he is to the daggone team.
Yeah. No doubt. You know it.
You feel me? Like, because I'm going to keep it real, dog. Like, I get tired of this hate on Dak. You know, I know he's not a perfect quarterback, and there's no perfect quarterback out there. But for y'all people that sit there and jump out and sit there, the first thing that you come out your mouth and saying Dak sucks, I just get tired of y'all people saying that because the numbers don't back up anything you say. Yes, does he need work? But that's why the Cowboys got a Kellen Moore to put him at the OC. That's why they got a John Kitna to help him to groom him even better. They're doing things to make him even better, and he has the will. I watch him. He's been doubted his whole life. He's been saying it ever since high school. He's been doubted, and he's been overcome every single obstacle. So why would you bet against him now? And people acting like he's been a terrible quarterback in 3 years. No, he has not. So
Yeah.
why would you think that he would regress when people are like, oh, I need to see him do this, I need to see him do that? Dude, he's doing it. He's getting better every day. He's not getting worse. You saw when he got some reliable weapons because quarterbacks need them. You can talk all that trash about Patrick Mahomes all you want to, but they still have weapons for him. He could, if he has bums as receivers, if he has bum as tight ends,
Yeah.
and if he has bums as running backs, Patrick Mahomes ain't throwing 50 touchdowns in a season, dog.
That's right. Yeah, that's right, man. And Dak Prescott's he has good receiver. Really, I mean, at the end of the year, we might be talking about having the best duo in the league. I mean, Michael Gallup really looked good as a rookie and then really finished strong. Amari Cooper just he's an amazing player to me. I think we got a steal on him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be a good season for Dak Prescott. I'm not even worried about that. I'm just thinking, as long as we stay healthy in certain areas, I think we're gonna have a good grasp of this season and have a good year.
Well, you just keep on praying to the football guys, Cowboys Joe, because that's what I do. I pray to the football guys every day. Every day
Yeah.
I pray to them because you know what? When I go to camp, I love to see the battles, this and that, but every day I pray for health. Health, because health is the key. Because it would just be one damn injury, and you'd be like, oh, dad going in. Hey, I don't know about you, though, but every day I used to always pick up that newspaper, and I wouldn't care who threw a long pass, who did this and that. I went to injury report.
Yeah, the injury report.
You feel me, dog? I ain't
Yeah.
care who ran for this yards, this and that. Injury report. Who is on the injury report? That's the only thing I care about. Nicks and necks. Okay, only pull hamstring. Okay, how many weeks? That's the only thing I care about. I need no injuries because we stay relatively healthy like we stayed last year. I mean, obviously we had Travis Frederick was the big injury, but the whole team as a whole still stayed relatively healthy. If we can stay relatively healthy, man, watch out. I mean, teams just better watch out. For real.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's the key right there. That injury report.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna hold you up. We're gonna kind of end. Gonna end our talk. I appreciate you coming by, jumping in, giving me your expertise. But I want to ask you a few things about the schedule and the rookies. The schedule, it's a daunting schedule. People have been talking about it. What do you? I hate to ask people for predictions or what we should look like, but what do you think? Are we going to be repeating NFC East champs? And what's your prediction? I said 12-4, and I'm staying with it no matter what. What do you kind of think about it?
Yeah, I think, obviously there hasn't been a repeat NFC East champion since like 2004 or something like that. But I think the Cowboys have a really good shot at repeating, and I think we will at the end of the day. I just feel like we're in a better shape roster-wise than the other guys. Washington Redskins, they're always in shambles. As much flack as Jerry Jones gets, their owner is way, way worse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a disaster over there. Jay Gruden's probably in a lame duck year. The quarterbacks, I feel for Dwayne Haskins. I love the player. I think he landed on the wrong team there. And then the Giants, they have put some things together. It's probably that offense is still going to be, tailor made around Saquon, obviously, but the wide receivers, they don't scare me. They don't really have much out there for the quarterback, whether it's Eli or Daniel Jones. The defense that lost some players, I think they're rebuilding still. I think they will be tough, but and then the Eagles, I think the Eagles will be the one that could challenge the Cowboys for the NFC East crown. But then the whole thing with them is Carson Wentz, does he stay healthy? If not, they're done.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Cowboys, for me, they're in the driver's seat. Just don't screw it up, don't get hurt,
Right.
I think we'll be all right.
Right. I feel you. Like I said, pray to the football guys. Let me give a few shout outs. I think I seen Tyler was in here today. What's up with you, Tyler? Big game, James. Thanks for the shout out. I appreciate you. Shout outs to everybody that was in there in the box today. Sorry if I didn't get to everybody's question, but I do appreciate all the comments and all the love, everybody, and the contributions and the donations. We love all y'all. We appreciate Cowboys Joe jumping on here. We're going to make sure you continue to watch Silver and Blue Nation. And just to get another shout out to you, Cowboys Joe, let them know where they can find you. Let them know the information, where they can check you out, everything you got going on right now.
Yeah, man. So, obviously you guys can find me on YouTube. Just look up Cowboys Blog, and I'll come up there. On Twitter and Instagram, it's Cowboys Blog Net. You can find me there. And also check out our podcast. It's me and Foots the King from Cowboys Nation TV. That's Cowboys Huddle. You can find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, that kind of thing. So that's a good thing, that we do there. So, just a lot of content for you Cowboys fans. I really do appreciate everybody that has checked me out and checked out Big Game James over here. And we really do appreciate it, guys.
Yes, sir. And hey, like I said, I definitely appreciate you. Hopefully, when the season goes, away games. One of the things I want to do that I didn't get to do last year, we did a few watch parties where we kind of commentated the game. But what I would want to do is I want to get a lot of the underground heavyweights this year to be able to jump on the show and give me a post game kind of analysis. A lot of times we just do it on the show ourselves and we just give our own post-game analysis. But now I kind of want to hit the other heavyweights during the season and right after the game, get your post-game analysis. So hopefully you'll be able to do that with us. A couple games, we'll see how it goes. I hit you up early, but I really want to do that because I want the fans and I want people to be able to see, for people who may not understand or know everything about it. And I don't say I do know everything because a lot of fans know a lot of stuff up in here too. But what I'm saying is guys like you who really know the game, that I really appreciate the wisdom and knowledge. I like to just really get some post-game things going on when we see our Cowboys play this year, and hopefully we can make that happen. I appreciate if we could.
Oh, absolutely, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me too. I like to do, collaborations here and there. So yeah, for sure. Thanks for reaching out. It's been a lot of fun doing this with you tonight.
Yeah, well, like I said, we had a good time. Appreciate everybody who was in here. Silver and Blue Nation, Cowboys Blog.net, 100%. Cowboys training camp is right around the corner. Big Game James is going to be there. I will be there July 28th to August 5th. Me and producer G already talked, and the whole weekend they got the blue and white scrimmage on that Sunday. I believe it's the 5th, so we'll be recording that as well. So just make sure you tune in. We're trying to get that good footage. One thing I say about, I love Brian Broaddus, and I love those guys that give us that good Cowboys knowledge, Cowboys Joe, but I think my eyes are pretty good myself. I feel like my eyes are good. So as much as they tell me how good those players look, I need to go there myself, and I need to look at it with my own eyes so I can say for myself, like, okay, I'm feeling good about this. I love looking through those other people, but I need to see it for myself, dog.
Yeah, there you go. It's always good to.
You're going to jump back on here on the Ones and Twos Tuesday, and we will see you then. Big Game James, Silver and Blue Nation, Cowboys Blog Net. We'll see you soon. Peace. Take care.
Peace.